And talk about the school to prison pipeline.
Absolutely.
And how real is that?
Absolutely. It's set up. We've been knowing it and we've been saying it. I've been saying it repeatedly for years. They have getting stats. Well, they tell you when you get, if you can't read by the third or fourth grade, you're going, they got a prison bed already built for you. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, because once in this day and time, we don't have the teachers that we used to have that was concerned about our children.
Man.
That looked into, that called your parents when you was not. We don't have those kind of teachers no more. So when you're not prepared coming from home with your ABCs, I was the lady today at the place we was at, Strengthening Family. She said a 7-year-old came in her office. A 7-year-old came in her office the other day, couldn't spell her name.
Right. Right.
So what I'm saying, these teachers are not doing, they find out when you got a deficiency, a problem, they hold you until they get paid, and then they don't have to invest in you no more, because if they see you're going to fail the test, they ain't going to invest no time and energy in making sure you're ready and prepared to get to the next grade. They just get you prepared to go toward that, what I used to call it, CEP. Children's Early Prison.
Man.
And that's all the alternative schools here that I go to, because none of them care. Kids are laying on the floor sleeping. You know what I'm saying? 80% of the kids that I deal with at the alternative school, 80% of them medicate themselves through some type of synthetic marijuana, weed, or vape. So they know what the next step, like I'm telling you, at this middle school I'm dealing with, half the 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds that's in the 5th and 6th grade, they don't have people that's interested, because again, these people look at black boys specifically, as valueless childs when they don't have the support of a strong, loving parent in their life.
Right. So talk about how much money is generated when people go, when they send these people to prison every day, how much, because like I say, I like to make people know about the systemic aspect of in the agenda, so our young people can watch and say, look, when they are setting you up in these traps to get locked up, this is a business move.
Absolutely. Most of the juveniles that I find out, man, in juvenile detention, if they keep you locked up a day, if you got just slight issues like an anger problem, or this, they make $240 to $250 per day as a juvenile. If you got any other issues like depression, any other issues, it jacks the price up on what it's gonna cost to take care of that kid. So you're spending thousands and millions of dollars to get this kid through the juvenile probation department, or if he got to go to the juvenile detention center. These people are spending millions of dollars of our money that they can invest back in our community, man. I mean, even with dealing with the juvenile probation department in TYC, man. I mean, these kids, you're spending millions of dollars in there with them being with the program that you have to have them on, and they're coming out worse than what they're in when they went in there. Right now with our juveniles in Texas, they have 5 remaining juvenile facilities that's on the chopping block to be shut down, because in the last 7 years ago, we was in court with Texas because of them raping our children in the juvenile detention center.
The workers.
The workers and the staff. So hundreds of kids was going to court for being molested and worked in. So the state was up on a severe watchful eye of restructuring the juvenile detention to rehire what they call staff that could work with them. Well, here we are again. They're fine. They right now in the process of closing the remaining 5 down, because nobody want to work in the juvenile detention center again, because we're getting hundreds of more young people that have been claimed to be raped or molested in the juvenile detention center. So what they're doing and not telling the public, doing it quietly by shutting it down. Most of your kids, if you got a major case like in the Harris County Jail, most of your juveniles, if they get murder cases or rape cases, they may send them to the Harris County Jail, but the Harris County Jail is overcrowded. So what they're doing, they shipping them out. And what they're also doing with our juveniles, the ones that you see running around here loose and crazy, they're putting them on them thing called leg monitors back in the neighborhood for the neighborhood to be responsible for a wild, violent child that the parent gave up on. So he get out, commit 2 or 3 more crimes because he done cut his leg monitor on.
Yeah.
But they trying to shut them down to do more community-based program with our children. And it goes back to say that our communities is not structured due to what we haven't came together and unified to make sure that our neighborhoods are safe. And it goes back to what I was saying. We have to restructure to where everybody that comes in our neighborhood have to come to a round table discussion.
Yeah.
We have to have the money like they did with the Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk putting programs in every high school in Texas.
Right.
His philosophy is going to be in the minds of all the kids in Texas, and his people are putting millions of dollars
Right.
to promote his program. We got to quit having these people coming at getting us to vote for them and them not vesting in our children.
Man.
We can't keep allowing thousands of brothers to be recycled back out of jails and prisons, and they can't get a house. Housing is a big issue.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to end up sleeping on somebody's couch, violating the people that's in there, and they end up back in jail because you're going to do what it takes to survive.
Yeah.
So we keep producing surviving people in a wicked world.
I've seen so many brothers come out and they have the heart. They want to
Absolutely.
do right. And a month passed, 2 months, 3 months, maybe a year.
Yeah.
And the system is not allowing them to reacclimate. And then before you know it, man, you reach that breaking point. And like you say, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And child support catch up on
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they don't want to work because the money that they're working to get at the job, a legitimate job, the money they get going all the child support. Then a lot of times the mother of the child don't support them to see. So it's a lot of stuff that these brothers still trying to get in their head to work through, and the support is not there because if you ain't making no money and bringing no money in, ain't nobody, it's no love for nobody that's broke.
Right.
Yeah, and then the conflict resolution, say you've been through prison 5-6 years, the conflict resolution that you used to in prison ain't the same kind of conflict resolution you got to deal with in the streets.
Yeah.
So then if you're used to one way, you automatically go back.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And so therefore we go back to what I was saying earlier, man, as I've been doing this work for the last 42 years out here, man, I've been consistent. That's what makes my work. I've been consistent in the work that I've done. So being consistent, that have built strong relationships up with the people that I deal with, man. I've been consistent. My wife been on me because, a lot of times she think I let them take advantage of me. But, me and Brother Aline is the kind of forerunners in setting up the program with the Harris County Credible Messenger Program. We spoke for that Credible Messenger Program. The people in the city in Harris County came to sit down with me and asked me how to run a Credible Messenger Program in the city. I gave them the blueprint. I gave them the floor plan on how to set up a Credible Messenger Program. They got $54 million. They never asked me to come to the table to even train the brother. They brought a brother in here from Chicago to train the brothers.
Yeah.
When I had the skills and the talent to know what I was doing and training the brothers.